just any tree, pixel tree. So today we are jumping into the program known as Aesprite. For those of you who've never heard it before, Aesprite is the program that a lot of indie gamers, or just gamers in general, game developers make their pixel sprites from. So this is basically a Photoshop, but just straight for pixels. Makes it super easy. Everything is set how you need it to set. Now, I've never made pixel art before, so this was a challenge for me. Anytime I tried to transform anything, anytime I tried to move anything, the pixels would just get fucked. And also learning like the aspect ratios and stuff that we need to learn. So you start off small and then the program will blow it up after. Listen, I researched a lot. This is also my second attempt at doing this, because the first attempt I did not like, but I learned a lot from it, and now this is the final attempt. I've been really into learning new things, and I always like learning new things, picking them up, doing them medium, mid, and then moving on. This was a challenge for sure. Like, your brain has to think in a different way. So going from like, okay, smooth lines, flowing, everything meshing, to having to create shadow and create light for the illusion of it with pixels, completely different game. So you have to make the illusion of blending without actually being able to blend. So I went fucking nuts on this tree. I didn't really know how to give it too much more light and texture, but here we are. First I laid down, I have my base, then I go back through with a darker brown to add the regular lines. Then I was like, okay, it's too dark, so now I went back in again with like the normal bark color, and then from there I believe then I did a shadow after that. But yeah, it's safe to say I spent a lot of time on this fucking tree. A lot of time. Because I'd lay something down and then I wouldn't like it, so I'd go back over it, and then I'd go back over it again and again and again and again. Eventually I just had to stop, because there is such a thing as overworking a piece, where you just kind of have to stop, set it down, come back to it later. Okay, this tree goes on forever, so we're just gonna fast forward and get to where we start making the flowers, because oh my god, I did so much to this tree. And woo, we are at the end of the tree. Damn, finally on to the fun part. So I don't know what it was, but I always just go back to cherry blossoms, always. As you can see, there's some red flowers already on there. That was my first attempt at trying to make like a pixel cherry blossom, and I ended up scrapping it because I hated it. I hated it so much, that I ended up just sticking with these light cherry flowers, because I thought it overall it did a lot better. I had to be very careful when moving these flowers around, because any slight like change in the transformation and the pixels go wonky. The same thing in Photoshop. Photoshop's a lot harder to do pixel stuff, in my opinion. The way I like self-taught and my brain works, it just doesn't work for me, because I want to like move stuff around a lot more. gonna get a little jumpy around the place because I did forget to record some of this. I just got so like into drawing them. As you can see, there's a big jump in time there. We have a lot more flowers going on. And so at this point, it's just going to each flower, giving it the same type of shape and texture to it, having to take away many more pixels as the smaller it gets. So pale, lighter pink, darker pink, just going in constantly back and forth. I had a formula down at this point of how I wanted each thing outlined, what I wanted in the center. So then it just kind of became like a repetitive thing for me, which made it a lot easier. And then adding little pixels here and there to show like the color shadows and differences for sure. Once we got done with all the cherry blossoms, it was then time to do the back, the sky area. Now this I floated around a couple ideas and I was going to try to shade like a sunset, but that was way too advanced for me at this point. And I was like, I've never really drawn good clouds. So then I proceeded to do that and had to really look at different references to see kind of how the shadows would work on these, especially in pixel art form. And I think they came out amazing. Like, I was so proud of how they came out and the shadows and everything like that. You don't see me add it, but I do end up adding like a greener hue blue of clouds to it as well. It gives it a little bit more pop color in the background. And then I end up turning these into overlays as well. As you can see here, I made a starting soon, a BRB, and then like a little border and a whole set. And this is what the set looks like. I made the panels the first thing, which is why the flowers are a little bit different color, but I think it adds character. I added vines and everything, and that's what gave me inspiration to go and do the BRB, the starting soon. They're different colors because I wanted the blues on the panels to kind of pop more, but on the overlays, I wanted them to be a little bit more subtle because of the flower change. So we went with that, and then a cute little cloud border. And these are all up on my Etsy now. Well, here we are at the end of the video. Make sure you hit all of the links down in the description. My Etsy, where this stuff will be posted. My gaming YouTube, my gaming Twitch, and all of the other links. Thank you so much again. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!